know the Horners and have dinner with them in their home and spend some time with them. And Peggy could be my mom. Don't you think we kind of look alike? Yeah, we take family pictures every time I go to their house. I stand in between Tim and Peggy and we take a family picture. We should start framing those, you know? And it's been such an honor to get to know them. And what I want you to know about Peggy is her genuine heart. And you're going to really get to see that as you listen to her speak today. It's just like sitting across at the coffee shop and listening to her. And she will just draw you in and you'll feel like you are her friend, no matter where you are in this room. And so I hope you get the opportunity just to see her and hang out with her, take a family picture with her before you go home today. But y'all please give a warm welcome to Peggy Horner.
Walk you through a little tour of Premier Manufacturing. Again, if you ever have the opportunity to get to Haven, it is just going to grow your business so much more. It's a bonding time. You leave with a lot of product knowledge, but you really leave with your heart full. And if you and don't miss rally this year, it's going to be awesome. But I'm going to today, for some that aren't able to get to Haven of Hope, to go through, you always get to go through Premier Manufacturing, and I'm going to walk you through a tour of that, get to go to the home office and go through the museum. Just really always kind of keep that planted in the back of your brain to try to get to. But let's get started. This is the team that I'm going to kind of talk about each one. I'll probably stand over here a little bit. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been around for about 15 years. I can't believe it. I had my own business with my sister for like 23 years. I had a retail store. My sister kind of ran the manufacturing part of the business, and we designed children's nurseries. And I loved what I did, and I loved meeting the little expectant mamas would come in, and I get to create that special room for their babies, and it was just so much fun, and it was a family business, so I kind of understand. It's amazing how I am in another family business, and I just get it. But anyway, our business was kind of taking a downturn, and I was also at the same time going through a life-changing divorce, and I was going to be a single mom with 2 sons, and I just really didn't know what to do. And my son knew Tim Horner, and called them because he had met Andy and Joan, and said, hey, do you have anything, do you think, Tim, I could call your parents, or do you know if your parents have anything for my mom? And right out of college, I started my business with my sister, and couldn't imagine doing anything different. So anyway, I went in for so I got an interview with Joan and Andy Horner, had never heard of Premier, walked in the corporate building and went in. I was so nervous, and I'm a pretty transparent gal, and I sat down in her office, and Andy joined, and I kind of told him what I was kind of going through, and he ended up getting the Bible out and showing me scriptures and writing notes, and I just kept every one of those precious notes from Andy, and Joan said, and I really wasn't qualified or even to have this kind of job position. It was to be her assistant and to kind of work with product. And but anyway, she said, you know what, let's just pray about this, and I'll call you in a week. So I kind of went back to working, and I didn't know if I was going to get it or not. I just thought, what an incredible couple, and what a great company this looks like, you know. She called me back, and she said, you know, Peggy, I think I want to hire you, and I want you to become my assistant. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. So I worked at the home office for 1 year, and she had me at all the jewelry selections. I was always a part of that. And then she had me at different departments like replacement exchange, because that's product. And then I would go over to Premier Manufacturing 1 day a week and sit right by my model maker side, which was Edwin, who's right over here. He's been in the jewelry making now business for 30 years. He's a hands-on guy. I sit by his side and I just kind of learned the product. Joan would cut out magazine clippings and give them to me, and she said, let's kind of have a version of this, and I would do my best, and So, and then at my year's review, Joan said to me, she goes, Peggy, you just light up when you go to Premier Manufacturing, and why don't you go over there full time? Now, maybe she was matchmaking me at the time, I'm not sure. But I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking, well, wow, she really likes me over there. So anyway, I've been over there ever since, and it just has grown so much. It was just 3 hands-on model makers and me, no computers, and now you should see it. We've got the CAD machines, they're working on computers, and it's just come a long way. And now we have a design director, and her name is Gretchen Julius Whitehead. She is the top left for you, and she is, I don't know if you remember, but she was missing Rally last year because she gave birth to triplets. I know, she's an amazing gal. And she's been around for about 4 years now, and she has given the catalog a really fresh look, and she is a pleasure to work with. She's from originally Ohio, and then she moved to New York City, and she worked there for like 12 years, developing product for Liz Claiborne and Ralph Lauren, the Monet brand that you see in department stores. She even had her own line of jewelry that she custom made at Barney's. And so she worked there, and we found her when she had transferred to Santa Fe, and she was working developing product for Coldwater Creek. And she is a blessing to the business. And she kind of came in and she said, you know what, we need to grow this department. And I also had Brianna, who's this top right girl for you, and she was already with us on the team. And I have to tell you a funny story about her. So back on Gretchen, she had a metal smithing degree, and so did Brianna. She has a metal smithing degree. Her mom beaded jewelry, loved jewelry, worked for a great company, Chapal in Dallas, and she was making this long commute. We are located in Flower Mound, Texas, and she lives in Flower Mound, Texas, but she was driving an hour-long commute to Dallas to work for this company. And she Googled one night, jewelry manufacturing in Flower Mound, Texas, and she just laughed, thinking, oh yeah, right, there's going to be one right in my backyard. And guess what? We were there. And it popped up, and next thing I know, she really found us, and she is amazing. Brianna probably does the most creative and versatility, and to me that is so the key to our business, right ladies? I mean, she can take a necklace and come up with another way of making something work better. I mean, she is fun to watch, she really is. So that's Brianna, she's been around 7 years. Jessica Horner, she is our niece, and this is Joan's granddaughter. And about the time when I was coming over to Premier Manufacturing, she was graduating with a fashion merchandising degree with a marketing minor from Baylor University. And so Joan's really sensed her sense of style and fashion and hired her. And she was she was in Premier for about 7 years and working with Joan side by side in all the selections. And now she's a stay-at-home mom with Landry. And guess what? She's expecting another baby in October, so we are thrilled. And but I bring her back on the selection committee because to me she was trained by the best, and she went through many selections with a lot of women. Has decided she just knows you as a customer, knows you as a jeweler, and she knows what the customer needs. So we bring her back, and we'll be seeing her again in August when we do the next selection. And then there's Lori. She's our numbers gal. We've got to have somebody on the team that's not creative brain. You know, we're all creative. Numbers aren't really important to us. So she kind of keeps us straight. She kind of tells us, you know, weekly, the top 5, the bottom 5, plating areas we need to be, maybe weekend, issues we're having with the jewelry. We have just decided, you know, on the retirement list, sometimes we think we'd like to retire a few more pieces than what was retired, but there's reasons behind everything. So anyway, she's just kind of keeps the rules going on. And so she's very, very, very important with the team. Then there's Jessica LaJudas. She is our beater stringer. Another department. Did not really, when Gretchen came on board, she said, Peggy, we need a bead room and we need a stringer and a hands-on beater right there to work with us. So she really is in my favorite room in the whole place. I'm going to show you that room in just a minute. And again, she was in the pharmaceutical business. She really didn't have that metalsmithing degree, but she loved jewelry, and that was her hobby. So she said, you know what, I'm going to go to Austin, Texas. I'm going to take some courses. And now she is amazing. She has done some of the #1 pieces for us, and we just love her. And then the 3 guys, they kind of make our dreams come true, because we'll draw it, we'll scribble it, we'll kind of tell them what we want, and it always comes out. And they are each individually, they can all design, we drag them on shopping trips and product shopping trips. And it's amazing what they come up with, and what I will tell you a little bit more about that. So there's your team that I'm gonna, okay, switch. Oh, I gotta do it like that. So this is the team. Guess what we're developing now? We have just finished picking out the holiday line. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's done. So the big book is done, and we're getting all the layout of the catalog is amazing. To me, the model picks this year are just gorgeous. You're gonna love it. And now we've already done holiday, so the next time we'll meet will be in August, when we decide on your spring 2017. Can you believe that? It's that far ahead. I know, these girls are amazing. So this is the team that will meet them. Okay, hold on. The design process. Some people go, how in the world do y'all think of all this stuff? Well, to us, everything's a piece of jewelry. When we go on those shopping trips, we went to the JCK show in New York City, and we saw a lot of architecture. We saw lots of everything. We went to, one time we went to this trim store. We went to the shows, but then we go shopping. And to us, everything's a piece of jewelry. Every knob, every button, every trim. We went to a trim store, and we were like kids in a candy store. We were scattering. Brianna was cutting trim. I was looking at buttons. We look at finials, chandeliers, carpet, texture. So to us, everything is a little piece of jewelry, and we're always sketching and drawing. When they go on these shopping trips, they're coming back. They're writing down. They've taken a lot of pictures. They're drawing sketches. And then Brianna comes up with this shopping report of what they discovered all together. Even the guys all get into it. So it's really, everything to us is a piece of jewelry. Color trends. Pantone is just really one of many color industries. It's just the most advertised. So they are working on 2017 color trends. So we'll be current when we're developing that for you. Shapes and materials and silhouettes. So when they go into these big, giant Galleria shopping malls, everything has that real common thread. From interior design to jewelry to clothing, you'll see that common thread throughout every industry. And that's what the girls are studying now for 2017. When we get trend reports, oops, I keep on doing that, and I need to go this way. All right, so this is the creative direction that our team has put together for, this was going to be for fall, and so this will be for your big book. We will share some of this verbiage and lingo with you, so when you come back after rally, you'll have all that prepared. I love what creative department is doing now with all the little paper, the tents that you put on your tables with some of that verbiage. Very important to look at and study. So you look credible when you're at your jewelry shows. But these are the different categories or trends that you're going to see in this big fall catalog. I wish this would be one slide. Let's go back. That is really important that if you take a picture, that would be the one that I'd take a picture of, because this is the direction that you're going to have for this fall when you get the big book. Now let's move on. All right, so this is, did I do that or did, back. Oh, back? You really want to take a picture? There you go. And I'm going to show you a little close-ups of some jewelry, but I won't tell you if any of them are chosen, okay? Because, we always want to be top secret. But you know what? I just want to talk a little bit about last year. You know how we just kind of unveiled the jewelry from the get-go? Well, that was kind of a Mandy idea because, in her past, she said, let's just let them just jump in and look at product. And I thought, I don't know, it's always been a surprise, kind of bothered me a little bit. But then I thought about it, and the more we talk about people, they felt when they left Raleigh a lot more like, yes, I I'm very comfortable with the product. I don't feel like it's brand new. I feel like I can get it and work with it. So that's what we're going to do again this year. So I think that's a good thing, right? It's always fun to be a little surprised, but you know, it'll be all right. You'll love it. You'll love it. That's all I can say. Okay. All right, let's look at the next slide. Okay. Oh, Creative Corner. This is where all of us gather around and work daily. And you can see how it's presented all the way around. So the presentation looks like this. And I will show you another picture of how, right now, we're working on the spring of 17. It is kind of in the midst. The girls are cutting out magazine clippings and putting all behind there and getting all the categories. We are one of 9 suppliers that supply jewelry for Premier Designs. And it has always been my prayer to really work with all the other suppliers. So now Gretchen will send the other suppliers that creative direction that I just had up on the board, and which is really neat. So we're kind of on one. They just realize how much research and how much we are studying jewelry on a daily basis that they're sending us their drawings, and we're thinking, Brianna or Gretchen will look at it and say, you know what, that looks good, but why don't you make it reversible? Or why don't you lengthen that piece so it can be removable? And so they are loving us telling them the different tricks that they can do with their jewelry. This is a catalog room, another room that Gretchen said, we gotta have a catalog room. So every tray is a page in the catalog. And it is amazing how much we use this room. After a selection, we'll march that entire line back into that room and start working with it, because we want the new line to be real cohesive. We want everything to have a companion earring or a companion bracelet to go with it. And we have reports on what is, the top 10, the bottom 10. This is, right now we have it all laid out with all the beautiful new pieces. You will love it. You will be so excited when you get that catalog. Whoops, yeah, bead room, my favorite room. It's like a big giant art class. You can just kind of walk around the table and see all the creations that's going on and all the colorful beads that Gretchen travels over. It's like when we receive a box of beads, it is the most exciting day, because we can't wait to get it open fast enough to see what our hands on. Jessica, our beader, is just like, cannot wait to get my hands on this. Prior to a selection, all of them are back there. Gretchen's stringing and beading, Brianna's stringing and beading. Even when we get our guys back there, come on, because we want the best product out for our presentation. Those are one of the color boards that we have in that back corner of the room. And like when the beads roll in, we really kind of go up to these color boards and kind of pull them out and say, are we on the right tone for the season? Do we have the right colors? Are we going to hit it just right? So these color boards are so valuable to us and fun. All right. The selection process. How does that work? Well, it usually takes about a week's time to do each selection. The big book takes about a week with us girls meeting together daily. And we start off with Jones Devotional. And if you don't have that, I would definitely get that. It is so important in your business. It's so relatable to even if you're in the business. My dentist office has a Jones Devotional in their little waiting room, and I love it when I walk in and I see people reading it. It's precious. And then we pray. Joan always started off every selection in prayer. So every day we pray to just really tell the Lord that we really just clean our minds, help us work as a team and get the product for you and your customer. And that's what we do every day when we're going to selection. And then we walk into this area, and Gretchen will walk us through all the things, even though they've done all the research, just the highlights of what things to look for when we're picking the product. And then we all get these trays, and we all work individually, and then we all work as a team. And it's amazing. We might look at, for spring, 300 pieces of jewelry, but it all just, and we all kind of like, well, why do you want that piece? She said, well, I feel like it's a trend that we're missing, and I think we need it, or I think we are so blessed. I want to make sure I tell you that these tours that we have weekly, we get to talk to our customers. And when they get to do requests, We love to get emails from you, and we read every request of jewelry. I can't tell you how many people are out and about, and they'll take little snapshots of jewelry and send it to us, or old pieces that bring that one back, and it's just neat. We get to talk to our customer on a weekly basis, which is such a huge blessing. So I want to make sure if you have any ideas, please let me know from incentive products to jewelry, because it's very important that we want to get what you want in the catalog. And then once we kind of go through, did I accidentally do that? This is how we walk in. Okay, after that board, after we've gone through all the highlights of Gretchen, I'm just like punching it, I think. But anyway, here we are in this wonderful, this is how it looks. It is breathtaking when you walk into these presentations. The girls do an outstanding job. And again, our product is mixed with all the other 9 suppliers, and it's all put up in category. So again, when we meet together, we go, well, I think we're missing this trend, so that's why I picked this piece. Brianna say, well, I like this one because it's so versatile. So there's all these reasons why that we picked what we did, and then we march it in to make sure that jewelry is blending in well with the existing jewelry. Whoops. And this, before I get into that, so how do we name our pieces? And Joe would always say, well, when you first look at the piece, what do you think about? And so we always try to think up like that. Brianna's really good at naming, and so is Gretchen. But we try to get creative. We try to use names that's fun for your show. But again, last week, we had a tour walking through. We showed this really clean, gold, sleek piece. But there was a little bit of color. It was really colored bead chain. And one girl came up to me, she goes, you know what? If that's chosen, you ought to name it Peekaboo, because it's just barely a little bit of color. And I thought, that is adorable. So we wrote that down. So any fun names that you see out there, make sure you let us know, because we're always kind of at the end of a selection. We're going, okay, we've got to get creative. We'll look in magazines, that kind of thing. So it's really a fun job that we have, you know. And this is just some jewelry from those categories. This is your mid-century modern category. That is, I think you're going to absolutely love that one. This is Secret Garden. This is kind of that wrought iron fence, real rich lavenders, just rich colors. You will love this category. Next one, maybe. Okay. Now, why is it not? I don't know why. I think I'm doing the right. Oh, we did that one, didn't we? Yeah. And we have Aurora Borealis. That's a hard word to say. And I say AB because it's just easier. And but I love this stone. Anytime we put this in any silver, gold, whatever, y'all love it and y'all scream about it because it really reflects on what you wear. So we're going to have a little bit of that, and especially in holiday. Don't tell anybody, but. And let's see, I think I've got one more slide, and this is the bracelets. And that is our hardest category just because everybody's hand span is a little different, right? We use standard industry measurements for all our bangles. So we make sure that we have a stretch or a toggle in all the other plating colors to fit those other hand, the people with the larger hand span for their wrist. Some people say, well, can't you just do it in 2 sizes? Well, wouldn't you rather have a different style? Yeah. So anyway, but we really try to just listen, we want to hear your advice. We want to see what you want in the catalog. Please contact us. You can always email us, and you can always send me pictures. And I want to express that enough because you are important to us. Thank you, ladies, for all you do. I always make my girls go to all the home shows. If we have one locally, our designers go to the home shows. We understand what you do. It's not easy. And but anyway, thank you so much for all you do.